My name is Andrew Rohr. I am the dental provider representative for Rhode Island Medicaid at Gainwell Technologies. And I'm just going to try to graze over briefly some introduction to Medicaid and some of the resources that we have. The agenda for today is introduction to Medicaid, enrollment, overview of billing and payment basics, billing policy, and I'll leave room for some questions at the end if there's time. The Rhode Island Executive Office of Health and Human Services partners with Gainwell as a fiscal agent to process Medicaid claims. We also help with enrolling and training providers, and we perform other duties to fulfill state and federal requirements. EOHHS has the sole responsibility for formatting program policies and procedures. If you're interested in enrolling as a provider, you'll need to gather up some documentation in order to do so. So we'll need things like your address information, your tax ID, so that's either your employment identification number or social security number, a completed W-9, a copy of your dental license, your NPI, your National Provider Identification Number, and you may also need to attach some federally required disclosures. So when you're going to enroll as a Medicaid provider, you would enroll on our healthcare portal. I've have the link on this slide as well. And we also, on the EOHHS website, there's healthcare portal resources too, a page that if you have any questions, anything that's on there, it's a great resource to use on our healthcare portal. If you are interested in enrolling with us as a provider, you would go to our healthcare portal page. This is what a screenshot of our healthcare portal homepage. I always tell every provider to make sure they open up the link to the provider enrollment user guide. That's right underneath the picture to the left. I always tell them to have it up right next to them as they're going through the enrollment application. So to enroll, you would click on provider enrollment. That's found under would you like to enroll as a provider, and then go through the application. So now we're going to talk about some billing and payment basics. So it's your job as a billing provider to do mainly, there's many things you guys have to do, but I'm just going to touch on them briefly. So you're going to verify that the patient is eligible with Medicaid. You're going to adhere to the timely filing guidelines, and your job is to submit claims to us. Verifying eligibility, we have a wonderful healthcare portal that's at your fingertips for your access 24/7. You can go onto the healthcare portal page once you log in. There's an eligibility tab. You can click on that, and you will need to input the member's Medicaid ID and the data service to check eligibility. You can also call our help desk. They're available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and there's a slide at the end that's contact information for them as well. So our timely filing guidelines. So you have 365 days from the date of service to submit claims to us. This is in order for us to process claims for adjudication. Any claims with a date of service over 1 year and a remittance advice date from Gainwell Technologies that's over 90 days will be denied for timely filing. Denials must be reasons other than timely filing to be considered. So this is just a slide to tell you that there's two different types of ways that you can submit your claims. You can submit them electronic or paper. Obviously, electronic has a quicker turnaround time. You don't need an original signature. We have a free electronic billing for your electronic claims to submit, and it's cost saving, but you can always do the alternative route, which is a paper claim as well. Billing policy and procedures. So some of the billing formats that we have. So if you're going to submit a claim electronically, you're going to want to submit it on 837 Dental. Again, like I said previously on the other slide, that we do have a free software. So if you don't have currently your own software that you use to submit claims electronically, we have a free software that you can download. There's instructions on the EOHS website as well, so you can always utilize that free software for your claim submissions. And then paper claims, you can submit your claims on a paper form. We use the 2012 version of the ADA dental claim form that you will need to purchase, and you can purchase these paper claims at medical supply stores. Here's an example of a dental claim form. So we do payments to you when you submit a claim. You will receive reimbursement payments, EFT, that stands for electronic funds transfer. This is set up during your enrollment process. We also have a payment and processing schedule that's on the EOHHS homepage, and we also have that listed in our provider update as well. It's a great resource so that you know when to submit their claims and when you're going to receive payment for those claims. And lastly, you will, when you're on the healthcare portal, we have a remittance advice, and a remittance advice is so important for you to obtain. This tells you whether your claims are paid. This tells you whether they're denied, suspended. It gives you all the information about the claims that you just submitted. On our healthcare portal, we only house up to 4 of those remittance advices at a time. So you're going to need to, every financial that comes up, a new one will be uploaded and the old ones will drop off. So we always try to encourage our providers to make sure they retrieve those remittance advices when they're obtainable to them. And here is some contact information. You can always, if any questions that you have come up, you can email the provider services email box that's listed here. If you have any questions during the enrollment process, you can always feel free to reach out to me, or you can contact our provider enrollment department. There's our customer service help desk. As I said before, they're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And my contact information is there as well. We have additional resources for you. You can look anything up on our wonderful EOHHS website, and you can also subscribe to our provider update. You can just do that by emailing our RI provider services inbox and just giving us your NPI and saying you want to receive updates monthly. We also have on the EOHHS website a provider reference dental manual. That is all I have for my presentation. Does anyone have any questions?